Hello and welcome to part 2 of what I'm dubbing the VanValencia project. We're going to take this site that's built with Vue and try to create as much as possible using just vanilla JavaScript and HTML and CSS. So I've already set up a quick little universal selector for the CSS just to get us on our way, and I boilerplated just a quick little boilerplate with HTML. And from there, we're just going to see if we can get as much of the base HTML wireframing at least done in a decent amount of time. Like I said in the last episode, part 1, this isn't really meant to be a tutorial. I'm more of doing this just as a way to show my thinking style or how I at least would go about completing a project from start to end and what things I would run into with problems and how I go about solving that. So you're free to follow along if you want. I can't guarantee there won't be any. Actually, I do guarantee there will be code that probably gets rewritten as I learn new things going through this project. Some of these transitions and other little effects and stuff like that I haven't seen or I don't know how to do yet, which is, like I said in the last video, the point of this to be able to grow and do more skills. So feel free to follow along if you wish. And on that note, we're just going to dive into trying to build this site out, and we'll probably get to spending a lot of the time on this header, well, not really a header, but more of like a nav bar. Well, that's probably what this main point of this video is going to be, is just this nav bar. But I'm going to do as little CSS as possible. Like I said, this is more of just trying to get the HTML done. And with that, we'll get started. So I see this as a main, so we'll do that. Uh, Down here, I think would be in main. I'd say this only this part is in footer, and I put it in. I put Chrome in the mobile view to try to start with going from mobile first mentality and building up. So a lot of stuff in this project's new to me, just as a new way to approach it or new stuff I'm doing, trying to grow my boundaries of what I feel comfortable with. So from there, let's do a div, a class of content. And since this seems to be either position absolute or sticky or something along those lines, I'm just going to put that in its own area. And let's start it with a class of active, since that'll get triggered by the JavaScript later. We've got this logo here, so let's do, this will change into words depending on the screen size for responsivity. So let's just do a div with a class of brand logo. And then we've got, see, so when that closes, everything gets hidden but those. So let's do the brand logo, and then we will do, what do we want to call that? I don't really want to call that bars. Hmm. Let's call that just nav button for now. We'll might think of a better name for that later. All right. Below that, we will have, since all this gets hidden, including this call to action, let's do a class of nav content. That way we can easily just hide this. Inside the nav content, we've got this little call to action here. So, nav action, nav form. We'll do nav action. I don't want to do nav form since this is going to be a form. Alright, so we've got a paragraph with, we'll do nav paragraph. The paragraph tag might change. There's probably a more semantic option out there. Inside of that, we need a span with a class of, what do we want to call that? Since that's repeated a lot, let's go with brand colors. So we've got stay, and then inside the span, we've got connected. Below that, we have a small. Let's just call that nav small, because I don't know if there's any others. Nav small. And then keep up to date with what's new. Don't forget the period. And then under that, we have our form, which we're going to call nav form, because there's like 3 or 4 forms in this site. So let's just leave the action blank for now. And I'm probably going to end up setting up a backend or something for all these forms to go to just for the practice. But we'll just leave stuff like that empty for now. So in our form, we have a input of type text. And we've got a placeholder of enter email. And then we have a button, which is submit. Submit. And then from there, after our form, we have a horizontal line. And then we have our nav links. So let's just do an unordered list. Call it class of nav links. And then we'll do an li. And an anchor. And for now, let's just have them go to just the pound side. Those are too similar of class names for me to be comfortable with. Let's go. We'll see if we think about that and change it. I don't think I'll do any updates off camera, but if I do any updates off camera, I'll let you guys know at the start of each video if you're actually wanting to follow along with this, just in case. But it looks like our first one we have is our vision. And then we can just copy this. One, two, three, four. We have 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll just work our way back up from the top from here. So we have location, homes, our first neighborhood, big nature, and city life. And that finishes that. Below that, it looks like we have another HR. And I did look at the developer tools, but it was like 2 months ago. So I don't remember how they have this actually set up. Plus, of it being Vue, not all of it is exactly the same. The HTML probably is really close to it, except for, like the VIFs and V4s, but let's see. It looks like we have another horizontal line there, and then I'm gonna assume that's an image, probably with a link to 5 point. So I don't know if that changes dynamically. It might move, but I don't think it changes what's in it off the top of my head. So let's just do a link, and then we'll send that to there again, and then inside the link we'll have an image, and we just won't put anything in that for now. Well, we can put 5 point in the alt for now, I guess. Alright, I would say that's the basic structure of the HTML. For the navbar, we've got the nav itself, the brand logo, which is going to dynamically change what's in it, the button, which we need to set up the bars or the shapes, depending on what it is. The stay connected piece is here. And then our small, our form, our links, and then the 5 point piece. So I'm going to say that's good for now for this video. We've got our navbar skeleton, as I typically call it, set up. And I will catch you in the next one where we will start working on setting up the main actual content portions, HTML. Probably get like down to here before we say it's good enough. We'll see. As always, if you like the video, you can like the video, subscribe if you want to keep up on this project or any other crazy random projects I feel like doing. And hope you have a good day.